What if everything you've diligently added to your diet, believing it to be the pinnacle of health, was actually a quiet saboteur, slowly but surely eroding your well-being? Imagine discovering that a staple in countless kitchen pantries, a snack often championed for its supposed benefits, could be silently increasing your risk of heart disease by an astonishing 48%, a threat particularly potent for those in their golden years. This isn't sensationalism. It's a stark reality grounded in extensive, multi-year research published in the prestigious Journal of the American College of Cardiology. The truly terrifying part? Some of the most beloved nuts, the very ones you might unthinkingly reach for, are capable of wreaking havoc from within. They can stealthily elevate your blood pressure, spark inflammation throughout your body, cause blockages in your vital arteries, and even accelerate cognitive decline. Yet millions, especially seniors, consume them daily, convinced they're making a healthy choice. Even more alarming, there's a particular nut, one you likely have in your snack jar right now, often praised by low-carb enthusiasts, that is linked to high concentrations of a poisonous substance. Regular consumption of this hidden danger can inflict serious harm on your liver, kidneys, and precious cognitive functions, potentially causing permanent damage to aging bodies. But there's good news amidst this revelation. You don't have to navigate this nutritional minefield alone. We've curated the most comprehensive guide to nut consumption, arming you with the knowledge to make choices that truly support your heart, nourish your brain, and bolster your overall vitality. We'll reveal which nuts are your allies, offering maximum benefit and safety, and crucially, which ones you must banish from your diet at all costs. And as you journey through this vital information, ensure you read every word, because a profound, often unspoken truth about the single most dangerous nut, a truth very few people discuss, awaits at the end. It could be insidiously harming your health without your faintest awareness. Here are the 4 types of nuts that seniors should be consuming to truly thrive. The bone-strengthening powerhouse, almonds. As we gracefully age, our bodies undergo numerous changes, and one of the most critical is the gradual weakening of our bones, making us more susceptible to fractures and their complicated aftermath. This is where the humble almond emerges as an extraordinary ally. Packed with an impressive duo of calcium and vitamin E, almonds are meticulously designed by nature to help maintain robust bone density. After the age of 65, natural bone loss tends to accelerate, making a daily intake of just a quarter cup of almonds incredibly beneficial. This modest serving provides approximately 97 milligrams of calcium, helping to slow down that inevitable decline and offering a strong defense against brittleness. But the brilliance of almonds doesn't stop at calcium. They are also a rich source of magnesium, a mineral that a significant number of elderly individuals unfortunately lack. What makes this combination truly unique is magnesium's vital role as a transporter. It skillfully guides calcium away from your arteries, where it could cause harmful calcification, and precisely directs it to your bones, ensuring it reaches its intended destination. Beyond bone health, almonds contribute significantly to cardiovascular well-being through their abundant monounsaturated fats. These healthy fats are known to lower levels of bad LDL cholesterol, a crucial benefit as the risk of cardiovascular disease naturally escalates with age. For optimal heart and bone health, a daily serving of 15 to 20 almonds, ideally uncooked or dry roasted without added salt, is highly recommended. Furthermore, almonds are a formidable weapon against one of the most common discomforts for seniors, constipation, which affects nearly 40% of the elderly population. Their high fiber content, approximately 3.5 grams per serving, promotes regular bowel movements and supports a healthy digestive system. And for those concerned about maintaining sharp cognitive function, research from Tufts University has shown that almonds can actively help prevent the oxidative damage that often threatens brain cells as we get older, safeguarding your mental clarity. When selecting almonds, always opt for those with their skins intact. The skins contain flavonoids, which, when synergistically combined with vitamin E, double the antioxidant power of the almonds, offering enhanced cellular protection. A crucial warning: for elderly individuals who experience difficulty swallowing, almonds can pose a choking hazard. Always ensure they are thoroughly chewed before consumption. Your brain's best friend for ageless cognition: walnuts. There's an uncanny resemblance between a walnut and the human brain, and perhaps it's no coincidence, as these remarkable nuts are undeniably one of the finest brain foods available, especially for seniors. Walnuts stand out as the absolute best source of the plant-based omega-3 fatty acid, alpha-linolenic acid, ALA, among all popular nuts. This is profoundly significant for an aging brain, as omega-3s are essential for facilitating seamless neurotransmission and preserving the integrity of brain cell membranes. Indeed, a recent study published in the Journal of Nutrition revealed that seniors who consumed just 1.5 ounces of walnuts daily for 8 weeks experienced notable improvements in cognitive processing speed and mental flexibility. Beyond omega-3s, walnuts boast distinctive polyphenolic chemicals that possess an extraordinary ability. They can penetrate the protective blood-brain barrier and directly combat inflammation within neural tissues. This unique action may play a pivotal role in impeding the progression of debilitating neurodegenerative diseases such as Alzheimer's and dementia. What many are unaware of is that walnuts also contain melatonin, a hormone crucial for regulating sleep cycles. As melatonin levels naturally decline with age, many seniors grapple with sleep disturbances. A handful of walnuts before bed can often serve as a natural aid, promoting a more restful night's sleep. The powerful synergy of arginine, an amino acid that bolsters blood vessel function, and polyphenols, which reduce oxidative stress, renders walnuts incredibly beneficial for cardiovascular health. In fact, walnuts can even amplify the effectiveness of prescribed blood pressure medications by helping to maintain the flexibility of arteries in the elderly. To maximize these remarkable advantages, always store walnuts in the refrigerator to prevent their delicate oils from turning rancid. Aim for a daily intake of 7 to 9 walnut halves. As a delightful bonus, consider cracking them yourself whenever the opportunity arises. This simple act can help keep your fine motor skills sharp and engaged. Don't be deterred by the naturally protective, slightly bitter flavor of walnuts. That very bitterness is often an indication of their potent antioxidant content at work. The heart-smart snack for balanced living: pistachios. When it comes to nurturing health in our senior years, pistachios might just be the most underrated nut, especially for their profound impact on regulating blood pressure. What sets pistachios apart is their ideal nutritional balance: a naturally low sodium content paired with an impressive potassium punch, providing around 285 milligrams per serving. This specific mineral balance is incredibly valuable for the elderly, as it actively assists the kidneys in preventing excessive salt retention, a common issue as we age. Regular consumption of pistachios has been shown to potentially lower systolic blood pressure by 3 to 5 points, a benefit comparable to some prescription medications, yet without any of the undesirable side effects. Furthermore, the lutein and zeaxanthin found abundantly in pistachios deserve special recognition. These powerful carotenoids are crucial for protecting against age-related macular degeneration, which stands as the leading cause of vision loss in individuals over 60. By concentrating in the macula of the eye, they act as a natural shield. Seniors can savor the satisfying, delightful crunch of pistachios without the worry of potential damage to their teeth and gums that harder nuts might pose. Beyond their protective qualities, the vibrant green and purple hues of pistachios are not just aesthetically pleasing. They signify the presence of antioxidants that actively neutralize free radicals, molecular culprits that accelerate the aging process throughout the body. Pistachios are also remarkably practical for elders, encouraging a mindful eating experience that can be both calming and stimulating for cognitive function. The simple act of shelling them naturally slows down consumption, preventing overeating. As reported by the International Journal of Obesity, the visible accumulation of empty shells provides a clear, visual indicator of how much has been consumed, helping seniors intuitively manage their intake. If hand arthritis makes shelling a challenge, look for pistachios that are already half opened, allowing you to still enjoy this beneficial ritual. For optimal benefits, aim for approximately 49 pistachios per day, or roughly 1 ounce of unsalted or lightly salted varieties. For the 25% of Americans over 65 who are diabetic or pre-diabetic, the 3 grams of fiber per ounce of pistachios are especially advantageous, playing a significant role in stabilizing blood sugar levels. Unlocking your body's internal harmony, Brazil nuts. We've ranked Brazil nuts as our top choice, not just for their potent benefits, but because they address a vital yet frequently overlooked aspect of healthy aging: optimal thyroid function. These extraordinary nuts are, quite simply, the richest known dietary source of selenium on Earth, with a single nut providing a staggering 96 micrograms, 137% of your daily requirement. This is profoundly important because thyroid disorders affect up to 20% of individuals over 65, with many cases going undiagnosed, as symptoms are often mistakenly attributed to the natural aging process. Selenium, in its abundant form in Brazil nuts, is absolutely crucial for activating thyroid hormones, which in turn orchestrate energy production, metabolism, and even mood regulation throughout the body. Beyond their thyroid-supporting prowess, the unique fatty acids present in Brazil nuts contribute to the preservation of myelin, the critical protective sheath that insulates nerve cells. This myelin often experiences a natural decline with age. By maintaining this vital neural insulation, seniors may experience sustained reflexes, quicker reaction times, and more efficient cognitive processing speeds. An intriguing aspect of the selenium in Brazil nuts is its organic bonding, which makes it far more accessible and easier for your body to utilize compared to synthetic selenium tablets. Such is their potency that you only need a small amount to reap their considerable effects, and their rich, creamy texture makes even a single nut a delightful indulgence. In fact, due to the potential negative effects of excessive selenium, we advise seniors to consume no more than 1 or 2 Brazil nuts daily. When you're shopping for Brazil nuts, prioritize those that are still in their shells. This natural packaging acts as a protective barrier, preserving their precious nutrients for a longer duration. Given their high fat content, it's also wise to store them in the refrigerator to prevent them from going rancid. The synergistic combination of fiber and natural oils in Brazil nuts also aids in maintaining intestinal regularity, offering an added advantage for seniors who frequently contend with constipation. For many elderly individuals who might reach for less nutritious snacks, Brazil nuts offer a fantastic alternative, thanks to their naturally sweet and buttery flavor. Perhaps the most astounding recent evidence suggests that certain antioxidants found in Brazil nuts may even slow the natural shortening of telomeres, the protective caps on chromosomes that typically shrink with age and directly influence cellular aging. If you're 65 or older, these nuts are truly a perfect addition to your dietary regimen. Now let's turn our attention to the nuts which some seniors may wish to avoid entirely or consume with extreme caution. Dos buenas, the hidden inflammatory trigger, and more, peanuts. Despite their ubiquitous presence and widespread consumption, peanuts harbor a range of problematic aspects for many elderly individuals, posing dangers that are often overlooked. To set the record straight, it's essential to understand that peanuts aren't actually true nuts. They are legumes that grow underground. This unique cultivation makes them particularly vulnerable to mold and aflatoxins, dangerous mycotoxins naturally produced by certain molds. Regular consumption of these can damage the liver and significantly elevate the risk of cancer. As our bodies age, their natural detoxification mechanisms inevitably become less efficient, amplifying this risk and making it even more worrisome for the elderly. Even more concerning is the fact that peanuts contain proteins capable of triggering inflammatory responses in many individuals, even in the absence of a diagnosed allergy. For aging persons who are already at a heightened risk for joint discomfort, cardiovascular stress, and cognitive decline, this low-grade chronic inflammation can exacerbate all three conditions. Most Americans already consume an excessive amount of omega-6 fatty acids relative to the anti-inflammatory omega-3s, and the high omega-6 concentration in peanuts only compounds this imbalance. A critical danger, often overlooked by medical professionals, is the potentially fatal interaction between peanuts and blood thinners like warfarin, primarily due to the vitamin K content in peanuts. Many doctors fail to adequately warn their elderly patients about this perilous combination. The problems associated with peanuts are further intensified by commercial peanut butters, which frequently contain added hydrogenated oils, excessive sodium, and sugars, all detrimental to aging cardiovascular systems. For the 63% of American seniors already managing hypertension, these added ingredients represent an unnecessary and dangerous burden. Even natural peanut butter, without additional salt, can contribute to elevated blood pressure. Another issue is improper storage. Peanuts can quickly go rancid and generate harmful free radicals if not kept correctly. Furthermore, the common industrial practice of dry roasting peanuts produces acrylamide, a chemical with potential cognitive degrading effects, a particularly troubling prospect for individuals already concerned about memory loss. Even if you've consumed peanuts regularly without noticeable side effects, simply switching to one of our recommended nuts for just 3 days a week can significantly reduce your exposure to these harmful substances while providing superior nutritional benefits. The deceptive snack with serious risks: cashews. Cashews, with their inviting creamy texture and mild flavor, pose a special and often unseen risk to elders, primarily due to their very high carbohydrate content and significant glycemic impact. Unlike true tree nuts, cashews contain fewer protective fibers and a considerably higher amount of carbohydrates, approximately 9 grams per ounce. This creates a noticeable blood sugar response, which can be particularly detrimental for a demographic where approximately 25% of individuals over 65 have diabetes and another 48% are pre-diabetic. This situation is particularly worrisome because cashews enjoy a generally positive health reputation, leading many elderly individuals to consume them in excess, completely unaware of their potential impact on blood sugar regulation. Beyond their glycemic effects, the smooth, curved shape of cashews presents an underappreciated choking hazard, especially for those with swallowing difficulties. They are, in fact, one of the most frequently aspirated nuts among seniors. Nutritionally, cashews also contain high levels of oxalates, chemicals that can bind to calcium in the gut, thereby reducing calcium absorption, a major concern for elderly people who are already at an increased risk of osteoporosis. For individuals already prone to kidney stones, the danger dramatically increases after the age of 60 due to these same oxalates. A further unseen problem with cashews lies in their processing. To extract urusol, a poisonous chemical also found in poison ivy, cashews undergo lengthy processing, which diminishes much of their inherent nutritional value. Many commercially available variations are then oil roasted and excessively salted, introducing harmful fats and sodium that can exacerbate blood pressure and strain the heart. Cashews also contain enzyme inhibitors that can hinder protein digestion, a particularly problematic issue for seniors who often experience natural difficulties with food digestion and protein absorption as they age. The creamy texture of cashews, which makes them so easy to overconsume, can inadvertently contribute to weight gain during a life stage when maintaining a healthy weight becomes increasingly challenging. For a healthier snack that offers superior nutritional characteristics and fewer threats to aging bodies, consider substituting walnuts or almonds for cashews on a regular basis. A high-calorie trap for older bodies: macadamia nuts. Despite their exquisite buttery flavor, macadamia nuts pose a significant health risk to the elderly due to their extremely high calorie density. They are, in fact, the most calorically dense nut available, packing approximately 200 calories into just 1 ounce. This presents a considerable challenge for weight management in seniors, especially considering that metabolic rates inevitably decline with age. Their extraordinarily high fat content, around 22 grams per ounce, further exacerbates the already diminished efficiency of the gallbladder in older individuals. For the 15% of seniors who unknowingly live with asymptomatic gallstones, macadamias can trigger painful episodes that might otherwise go unnoticed. In addition to their calorie count, macadamia nuts are among the nuts with the highest saturated fat content at about 3 grams per ounce. This can directly contribute to elevated LDL, bad cholesterol levels, a concern that many elderly people are already actively trying to manage. Their inherent density and hardness also make them a serious threat to the oral health of seniors, particularly for those with crowns, bridges, or weakened teeth. This issue is especially pronounced for individuals over 65, whose tooth enamel naturally weakens due to years of wear and diminished calcium absorption. From a practical standpoint, macadamia nuts are also among the most expensive nuts. This higher cost might inadvertently steer seniors on a budget towards cheaper varieties that are more prone to being rancid or improperly stored, exposing them to even more dangerous oxidized lipids. The nutritional composition of commercially prepared macadamia nuts is often further compromised by being oil roasted and excessively salted, which introduces additional sodium and damaged fats. Their rich buttery flavor can also lead to unintentional overeating, especially for older individuals whose taste perceptions may be less refined and who gravitate towards bolder flavors. It is particularly worrisome that many elderly people consume macadamias believing they are supporting their heart health. Yet much of the research touting the benefits of nuts for the heart has either largely ignored or downplayed the specific role of high-fat nuts like macadamias. If you've been a regular consumer of macadamia nuts, you might seriously consider switching to pistachios, which offer a substantially higher nutritional profile that is especially tailored to aging bodies. The silent threat to medications and well-being, pine nuts. Among the most troublesome nuts for the elderly, for a number of reasons that are particularly acute for this demographic, are the unassuming pine nuts. They represent our number one dangerous nut, and the one we warned you about earlier, which has been linked to a poisonous substance and serious health risks. A profoundly concerning fact about pine nuts is that they contain chemicals known to interact with over 60% of the prescriptions commonly given to seniors. This interaction can either diminish the effectiveness of crucial medications or, even worse, introduce harmful side effects. This is especially true for statins, certain antidepressants, and various blood pressure medications frequently prescribed to individuals over the age of 65. Disturbingly, most doctors and pharmacists fail to inform their patients about the very real risk of food and drug interactions, leaving many elderly individuals unknowingly vulnerable. Perhaps the most alarming consequence of consuming pine nuts is the phenomenon known as pine nut sickness. This condition causes pine nuts to impart a lingering, bitter, metallic flavor in the mouth that can persist for weeks after ingestion. While seemingly minor, this can have a disastrous effect on older adults, largely due to the established correlation between alterations in taste perception and a subsequent decrease in appetite and overall nutritional status. Research indicates that as many as 42% of those affected by pine nut sickness experience a substantial reduction in body weight. This syndrome appears to be more prevalent in the elderly, possibly attributable to age-related changes in taste receptors and detoxification pathways. Pine nuts are also high in polyunsaturated fats, which can rapidly oxidize and generate inflammatory chemicals, a significant concern for elderly individuals already contending with inflammatory diseases like arthritis. Their small size and slick texture also present a tangible aspiration risk. This is particularly worrisome for older persons who experience difficulty swallowing or who take medications that cause dry mouth, a problem affecting over 70% of seniors on multiple prescriptions. Furthermore, while the body's ability to absorb proteins naturally declines with age, the enzyme inhibitors found in pine nuts can further impede protein digestion during this critical life stage. Due to their high oil content, even in common culinary applications like pesto, pine nuts are a calorie-dense item that can contribute to the weight management challenges prevalent after age 65. Most concerningly, new research is beginning to point towards specific chemicals within certain pine nut varieties as a potential accelerator of age-related macular degeneration, which, as we discussed, is the primary cause of vision loss in the elderly after 65. After the age of 65, it is strongly advised to steer clear of these 4 types of nuts to safeguard your health and vitality. Your dietary choices regarding which nuts to embrace and which to meticulously avoid can profoundly impact your health, overall vitality, and critical brain function during your twilight years. Ultimately, remember this profound truth: the continuous application of even minor, informed adjustments to your daily routine produces monumental, life-changing outcomes in the long run. Now it's time for your voice to be heard. Have you experienced any noticeable effects on your health from making dietary changes, such as incorporating or eliminating particular nuts? Which nut in your personal journey has had the most significant impact on your life? We deeply value your insights and experiences. Please share your thoughts and stories in the comment section below.